What is going on, everybody? It's Carl here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to assemble a coilover first off, and then we're going to finish we're going to get the brackets mounted on to the top of the coilovers, and then we're going to get the coilovers bolted in the car. So let's dive right into it. So on these specific Viking coilovers, there's a lower jam nut, and that has a little ridge on it, and I don't know why, but they want you to install it face up. I have no idea why. And then you'll take the other nut, and this is where you don't have to run a thrust bearing kit, but they are recommended, especially when you're going to be adjusting, up and down for the spring tension. So it is recommended. So you put you thread the jam nut all the way down, then you thread the top nut all the way down. And then in your thrust bearing kit, you'll have two washers, and the bearing, obviously, is going to go washer, bearing, washer, right? Just like that. So once you get all that, what you're going to do is you're going to take some anti-seize, and then you're going to, just coat the threads. You don't have to put as much on like I do, but you can. You have to do this. At least Viking coilovers want you to, or Viking Performance wants you to do this, because if you don't, you'll void the warranty, and you know how expensive coilovers are. So just coat the threads, kind of like this one. I kind of coated the threads, and I'll spread this all around. And then once we get the two nuts all the way threaded down and all that, then you have to coat the bearing itself. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. All right, so the threads are nicely coated, and now we can pretty much spin the jam nuts up and down, and they won't seize up or anything. And then we even, like I said, you got to coat the bearings. I probably use more than you have to, but as you can see, they kind of look like they're greased, but at least these bearings are never going to seize up on us, and we should have no problems when we need to adjust them on the fly. So that should be good. So once you get all that, and it's assembled like this, we got to grab the spring, and we have to grab the top, God, what do they call these? I don't know, the coilover hat. This is the coilover hat that they call it. So kind of like snowmobile springs and all that, is you put the spring on, and then they always have a little hat to hold everything in place. So let's grab the spring, and we are going to do logos facing out, like down instead of upside down, because we're not goofy like that. And so it's going to take two hands, so give me a sec here. And just like that, you got two assembled coilovers. So now I got to read the instructions here, and I got to figure out how these top brackets are supposed to bolt on, and what kind of bushings you're going to need for the top. All right, guys, so I don't know what happened to the other clips of me assembling these coilovers or anything. I'm not really sure. I must have deleted them, but it is what it is. But you can see the aftermath. I got most of the suspension in, and you'll see it in a sec here. I got the coilovers in the car, and they're bolted in, they're torqued down, and even got the top mounts torqued down on the inside of the car. So what I did is I set the coilovers all the way up as high as they could go, because supposedly, so these coilovers they're 0 to -2 inches for ride height. So assuming that when it's all the way up, that is the stock ride height, but we won't know until we get the car on the ground, or at least have the wheels on, and have it on the, have the full weight just sitting on the wheel stands. That's the only way we're going to know if that is the right ride height or not. But that's a good starting point, is to start all the way up, assuming that that's the stock ride height. So that's what we're going to do there. And we've done a lot since putting these coilovers in. Let me show you. Let me get underneath the car here. We got the torque arm back on, and that is torqued down and on drive shaft is bolted up and ready to go. I think I showed you last video, we had the upper and lower panhard bar, and the lower one was kind of just sitting there, but the upper one is all torqued, ready to go. This one, the lower is still loose on both ends because you have to, once you get weight on the vehicle, that's when you can torque, you know, the end bolt. You just need weight on the vehicle. And we got our tubular control arms in, and I bought those, man. I bought those like 8 years ago. And now I finally get to put them on, and those are already torqued down, ready to go. So there's not very much to do left. I mean, we're counting down here. I finished mounting up the brake line, so that is stationary and everything's tight, ready to go. I still got to do the fuel line. I just got to figure out up there where to route it. I just haven't really figured that out yet. I'm gonna have to move that that jack stand, and you know, because I kind of wanted to run along the subframe just a little bit more, and then somehow kind of cut across. And not really sure how I'm gonna do that yet, but we will definitely figure that out soon. Shouldn't be too hard. But yeah, we're making good progress. We're almost there. The next thing I plan on doing here is we cannot use these e-brake cables as they are too short to reach where I need to go. So I went out and bought a custom, or what is it, like a universal Willwood kit that you can really cut to length and bolt it all in. So that's kind of the plan on that. That's what we're gonna roll with here. So yeah, really, I mean, and then we got to finish doing the fluid flush and filter on the transmission. Rear end is already full diff fluid. We got the additive in there and everything. No leaks or anything, so that's good. And it's been sitting here for a week or so like that, which is nice. So yeah, we're getting there. We just got some small things left, and then up front we got to convert the from the proportioning valve to the old brake lines. We got to just kind of somehow convert those to go to the proportioning valve, and then we can bleed the brakes, and we're done there. So, but yeah, I think next thing is we're going to do the e-brake cable. So I'm going to get started on that. I got to take the bracket off on this side, and then I can get that e-brake cable off, and then we'll get the new ones bolted in, at least with the spring, and then we'll just kind of see what length we need, cut them, and go from there. So I'm pretty excited. So this is going to be the end of the video. I never really fully hooked up the e-brake cable. I tried doing it, and the way I mounted a bracket to hold the outer case and the e-brake cables from each side, it ended up, when you pulled the lever, it bent the metal tab down, and just all the slack is there now, and the e-brake cables will never engage. So one of the next videos when we work on the car is going to be fixing that. And, you know, lesson learned, right? We're going to be fixing that, and hopefully we'll be able to engage the e-brake cable, and that will always set the pad depth on the rear calipers. I mean, that's why it's most important, is to set the depth of the pads and everything, because, you know, as they wear, you need to, on these kind of calipers, you need to reset the depth with the e-brake cable. So it's really important to do that. But, you know, it is what it is. We accomplished a lot on the car, and just wait for more videos to come. I mean, we got a lot of car show videos. We got a lot to do on the car still. You guys are going to enjoy it. It's going to be fun. I'll see you guys in the next one.